Hello, Ling. So today we will have a discussion about do people in Vietnam do enough to protect the environment?
Yeah,
This is a very important and timely question, especially as environmental issues are becoming more and more serious, not just in Vietnam, but around the world. In recent years, there has been a lot of discussions about what individuals and governments can do to protect the environment and whether current efforts are truly enough to make a difference.
yeah,
So, in my view, I believe that people in our country are doing good enough to tackle environmental concerns, especially on air pollution and waste management.
yeah,
Air pollution driven by 4 million cars and 60 million motorbikes is a major issue, but actions are being taken. The government is raising environmental funds to enforce cleaner practices and promote efficient public transport, like Ho Chi Minh City subway under construction. Citizens are also adopting eco-friendly options like using electric buses, cars, and motorbikes from companies like Sang SM. They are replacing gas-powered vehicles, and many are cycling to work for greener commutes. And on waste management, Vietnamese people faces municipal, industrial, and agricultural waste, but the government is pushing solutions. Policies promote waste reduction and recycling, with projects encouraging households to separate recyclables. Businesses are embracing circular and economic models, recycling plastic bottles into clothing and construction materials. Restaurants and cafes are also switching to paper cups and straws, and supermarkets also use biodegradable bags. Many people now carry reusable cups for drinks, and they may get 5 to 10% of discount from some shops. I
yeah,
think this is a good idea to push more environmental practices, and these efforts like cleaner transport, recycling initiatives, and sustainable practices show how Vietnamese people are actively addressing environmental challenges.
yeah. Thanks for your sharing. So, may I ask you one question? That what motivates people in Vietnam take care of environment?
Yeah, I think that people in Vietnam are motivated by a combination of increasing awareness about the harmful effects of pollution and a strong cultural respect for nature.
Yeah,
Um, Media campaigns and educational programs have played a significant role in informing the public about environmental issues. Additionally, many Vietnamese feel a sense of responsibility towards future generations, and which inspires them to adopt eco friendly habits such as reducing plastics use and participating in community cleanups.
yeah. You have some good points, but in my opinion, people in Vietnam are not doing enough to address our environmental concerns. You said that there were almost 4 million cars and 60 millions of motorbikes. I think this is a crisis. Even though the government has raised fines and planned a subway in Ho Chi Minh City, these measures are still slow and limited. Electric vehicles like Sang SM are growing but represent less than 5% of transport, and cycling is im- im- impractical for most commuters. You know that almost 90% of vehicles still run on gasoline. On waste management, you might be right when saying that the Vietnamese government is pushing some solutions, such as encouraging household separate recyclables, uh, biodegrade, biodegradable bags, and paper packaging are used by some, and recycling policy exists. But Vietnam generates millions of tons of waste annually, with plastic pollution overwhelming rivers and coasts. Most businesses and consumers still rely on single-use plastic, and reusable cups are a niche trend, not a widespread habit. These efforts are too small and inconsistent to match the scale of Vietnam's pollution and waste crisis. We need broader and collective action.
Yeah, so I think you have said that our efforts are too small, but
Yeah,
as I have shared that Ho Chi Minh City subway will open soon, and they will cut down thousands of daily vehicle thieves and reducing emissions. So, in licensing SM electric vehicles up 300% from 2021 to 2024 show strong adoption despite being 5% of transport.
yeah,
Bike sharing in Hanoi and Da Nang is taking off, and beside that, on waste, 30% of urban households now separate recyclables, up to 10% 5 years ago, and EcoVet recycles 50,000 tons of plastic yearly.
yeah.
Reusable cups discount at Highland Coffee are shifting habits. These are real steps. So, what do you think about your point? Why do some people in Vietnam still ignore environmental problems?
Yeah, in my opinion, some Vietnamese prioritize convenience, like using plastic bag or burning waste over sustainability. So, limited education, especially in rural areas, is also one point. So, my opinion on border and collective action is, like, that current effort in Vietnam aren't enough to tackle air pollution and waste. So we need coordinated action, like governments, businesses, and citizens have to work together. Solutions such as expanding public transport or enforcing stricter regulation, banning single-use plastic, um, can bridge the gap between today's efforts and the scale of the crisis.
Yeah, so thank you. It's great to have a discussion with you today, and I hope to see you again in the next topic.
Yeah, thank you. See you.
See you.